Hello. Welcome, everyone. I hope you all are having a great Sunday. Welcome to the live, everybody. As you join, please go ahead and share so other people may be able to, join us and learn, share ideas, grow. That's why we are here. I feel like it's been a long time. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. As you join, please go ahead and share. Hi. Hi, Liz. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I feel like it's been a long time though. Thank you for joining. As you join, please go ahead and share. So today I just want us to talk about sprint review. So I learned something during the week and I thought I should come. It became a huge debate along the line. So that's why I decided to come on here and so we can just, exchange ideas and discuss this once and for all and put it to rest. Thank you. Thank you, Guy. I appreciate it. Hi, Jones. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. So once we get to a certain number of people, we will go ahead and start with a topic of today. But I appreciate that you all are connecting so we all can learn. Yeah, so my name is Karen Fomafung, your Agile Evangelist for those who may not know me. And I'm really, really very passionate about the Agile ways of working, the Agile ways of living. I see that as a lifestyle. I don't know what I would do without Agile, to be honest with you. So that's why I am here. So if you've been contemplating, just wondering what Agile, especially Scrum, is all about, you're not sure how to go about it, our platform is there to share information, enhance knowledge around Agile, around Scrum. Yeah, so that's what we really do. So, and if you're looking to transition into the Agile Scrum world, you're just starting, we can help you transition very smoothly and land a certification. So feel free to reach out to us directly. We'd always put our contact information in the description box. Reach out to us and we will be more than glad to help you transition into this Agile career path. And then secondly, if you are between a certification already and landing that job, you're not sure how to go land that job, reach out to us. We have a lot of success stories. That's just what we do. Whatever we do works great. So yeah, so reach out to us. We'll be more than glad to help you. And the same if you're already working as a Scrum Master or an Agile Coach, you're struggling, to be very effective at your job, we can help you. Reach out to us as well. We'll be more than glad to help you. Yeah, so please, as you join, go ahead and share. As you join, go ahead and share. So today, I'd like us to talk about sprint review. Someone asked a question and then it became a huge debate. So, in the course of having the conversation in our Agile community of practice, someone mentioned that, well, since they joined the organization, they've never had a sprint review. I'm like, okay, I was so curious. And then I asked, why not? Why haven't you had a sprint review? And the person thought it was very okay. And the person mentioned that, oh, they've never had a sprint review because they've never had any potential, they've never achieved the potential increments. Okay. So I'm like, okay, but what's stopping you from having the sprint review if you've never achieved the potential increment before? So, and then the person mentioned that, well, because sprint review is to come and show what you've achieved and they've never achieved anything. So to me, that became a huge concern. So we started going back and forth. And then that's why I decided to come on here so we can talk about it. So, sprint review. Just because I heard that, it made me to think that that person, the Scrum Master, didn't really even understand the purpose of a sprint review. Hi, Relindis. Thank you for joining. Yeah, so I thought the person really didn't understand the purpose of a sprint review. Because if the person really understood the purpose of a sprint review, that would be the reason why you should, because you've never achieved the potential increment, should be the reason why you should be having sprint review all the time. Maybe that's the reason why you've never achieved the potential increment, because you've not been. How then have you been getting feedback from your stakeholders, from your clients, from just coming as a team to not talk about, okay, let's work, to just sync as a team and discuss what you've been doing in the past 2 weeks, for example, if your sprint is a 2 weeks iteration. How do you sync with your team to just sit back and reflect on what you've done in the past 2 weeks and see how you want to make adjustments if you've not been doing sprint review? You see, so just because so that made me to think that, okay, yeah, that may be the reason why you've never achieved the potential increment, because you really don't have that feedback loop, to adjust so that you can deliver a done increment at the end of the sprint. That's why you keep struggling. That was my very first impression when I heard that. So now let's talk about this. What is sprint review in the first place? What is the purpose of sprint review? Sprint review is this mandatory meeting. No, not mandatory. There's nothing really mandatory in Agile. So that was my mistake. Sprint review is this official event, one of the official events of Scrum. You have the daily stand-up, you have the sprint planning, you have the sprint review, and then you have sprint retrospective. So this sprint review specifically, you hear a lot of people calling it sprint demo. And I think that was one of the reasons why my fellow the Scrum Master I was talking to thought it was okay to not have a sprint review, because they didn't have anything to demo, just because they called it sprint demo. That is why, to me, I am very, very particular about calling things, using the right words to call things, and they called it sprint review for a purpose. It's not just the only activity that happens during that event is not just demoing what you've accomplished. You see, so with that in mind, I thought the disconnect was where the Scrum Master and their team thought that, okay, demo is the only thing that is happening during this event. If that was the case, they should have called it sprint demo. The name should have been sprint demo. You can reference from the Scrum guide. It's called sprint review for a reason, which means that this demo, you demoing the increment, is just one of the activities that will happen during the sprint review event. You see, this sprint review event is that opportunity where you connect with your stakeholders. That is your business partners. You connect with the customers, you connect with your own core team in one place. And it's that perfect platform where you can review everything that has happened in that sprint, even though you're very particular from a product perspective. You see, that is why it is very important for you to still have a sprint review, even if you didn't achieve any potential increments. Because during that event where you have the stakeholders, it's an opportunity to have a conversation, review that sprint in general, have a conversation about the challenges you people encounter. Have a conversation about some of the challenges you were able to overcome. Have a conversation about the challenges that are still pending and which you would potentially need help from your stakeholders to be able to overcome these challenges. You see, your stakeholders are right in front of you. Is that opportunity where you can have that kind of conversation so that they can clearly see and connect with what you are going through from a team standpoint. Because remember, these stakeholders are not really there like that to be able to understand what you go through on a daily basis. But now, during this sprint review, is that opportunity to have that conversation and show them data, show them metrics. Open your, if you have metrics like your sprint report, your sprint health, your burn down chart, velocity, and stuff like that, you show them so that they can you're creating that visibility, you're creating that transparency into the work you're doing so that they can have a clear understanding of what you go through on a daily basis, as opposed to just talking, which you would not really allow them to understand. That way, they can give you the support and the direction you need so that you can better deliver high quality value to your customers and to the business. You see why it's important to still have a sprint review, even if you did not achieve a potential increment to show. That being said, it means that the demoing part though the demonstration part, we want to call it showing, because that's really what it is. You're showing the increment. Is just one task under or during the sprint review event. It's just one task. The typical agenda of your sprint review event would be the PO just giving a summary of what you people plan to accomplish in the sprint that just ended. You're having this conversation with your stakeholders. That is where you really see the three pillars of Scrum really comes into play. I'm talking about the transparency. That is, as you're having that conversation, you are just being transparent. And why are you being transparent? You're transparent so that together with your stakeholders, not just your stakeholders, it's not like you're coming to report something to them and let them critique it or say, well done. No, you're being transparent so that together with your stakeholders and your core team, you can just take a step back and review what you've done in the past 2 weeks. For example, if your sprint is a 2 weeks iteration, review it and then see how you want to be better. Just see what you missed from a product perspective, and see how you want to take all of these things that you've gathered from this inspection that is going on to adapt in the upcoming sprints, so that you can deliver better quality to your customers. So, like I was saying, is that perfect avenue where you really see the three pillars of Scrum really comes into play: that transparency, that inspection, and that adaptation. You see, so it's not only about you showing the product, which means that, again, to that original question why I connected in the first place, if you did not achieve a done increment, you still have to do a sprint review. It is for your own good. You see, you still have to do it. Yeah, so that's the PO, back to the agenda. The PO will just give a summary of what they initially planned to do, and then just give a summary of what they accomplished versus what they plan to do. And then they would go ahead and also show their metrics. That is, if they have data, if they've gathered some form of data, they'll go ahead and show it to the entire team and the stakeholders and all the people connected. And then questions and answers start flowing. And then if they have a potential increment to demo, and talking about potential increment, if what you accomplish did not meet your definition of done, you don't show it. You don't have to. Because how does that add value to the customer? You're showing what you think, what you understand from a team perspective, that it is done, right? You're showing so that your customers can review it and provide feedback based on whether it meets their expectation or not, so that you can use that feedback to adjust, you see. So which means that if you think that whatever you achieved did not meet the definition of done, then you don't have to show it. You keep it and continue working on it. But whatever you think meet the definition of done, it becomes a potential increment. And that's what you're showing to collect feedback. So yes, which is just one of the agenda items, one of the tasks. You show it, and then as you show it, you expect that conversation to start flowing, questions to start. And remember, it is not a presentation or formal presentation or anything like that. That's not really what you're doing. That's not what you're doing. It's just a very informal meeting. You're just sitting with people, and then if it's virtual, you're just there showing a real working functionality, not showing graphs and stuff like that on a PowerPoint presentation. No, that's not really the point. You're showing real working functionality so that they can give you real-time feedback based on the real-time working functionality you showed, and then you collect all that information. And then the PO, which is now is the next agenda item, the PO just give a preview of what you plan to accomplish, just to make sure that you are in alignment. You all are in alignment with what's next. And then you're gathering all of the feedback that you have collected into what's next, which is the upcoming sprint. And the purpose for this showing of what's next is so that just in case the team together with the PO was thinking of something else and the stakeholders are expecting something else, that is that opportunity where you all will be on the same page on what's next, you see. And then and that's it. And then you just have that collaboration, that closing remark and all of that, and you go your way. And to that question, yes, even if you did not achieve a potential increment at the end of the sprint, because there are a lot of teams that they may go for 5-6 sprints, especially teams that are still new in the agile journey. They are still in their crawling phase. They've not even actually, or they are still in their crawling phase. They've not even achieved walking, not to talk of running phase in the agile maturity ladder. They'll typically go for maybe first 2, 3, 4, 5 sprints before they can even have any potential increment to demo. You see, because they're just trying to, they are still trying, most of the time they will be trying to move from output mindset to outcome. So yes, they'll be working. It's not like they're not working, they are accomplishing task instead of accomplishing real increments. So yeah, so typical, they will go for some number of sprints before they can even achieve a done increment. But while they are trying to get there, they should be having a sprint review so that they can continuously look for ways to get to their destination. That's how vital and important a sprint review is. So if you're currently in an organization working for them as a Scrum Master or looking to become one, and maybe you've been going for this interview and they ask you this question, okay, so do you have a sprint review? Even if you don't achieve anything, like, nope, why are we supposed to have it? No, you are supposed to have it. You are supposed to have it because it's for your own good as a team. It's very important. Yeah, so that was the main thing that I wanted to come on here and share with you. And I hope that made sense. Though if you have any question at this point, feel free to ask. Feel free to post your questions regardless of whether it is about sprint review or not. If it's anything around agile, not just agile, even you're confused on something regarding the waterfall way of project management and stuff like that, feel free to ask. So we may have like 15 more minutes to ask questions and stuff like that. So while I'm hoping that questions will come in so we can discuss them and clarify, just a reminder, we have the very last training session for this year, 2021. The class is going to start on the 2nd of November, which is Tuesday. That's our upcoming class, is starting on the 2nd of November, Tuesday. So if you're looking to becoming a Scrum Master, you're just starting, or maybe you're already working as a Scrum Master and you think you still have a huge gap in the knowledge area, then you would need to get this training. It's a powerful training, very flexible. We're able to serve people all over globally. That's how flexible the program is, and it is outstanding. So just send us an email or go through our website, review what we have there, and you can call someone directly. The contact information is there. Everything you need is on there. Give us a call and we will be more than glad to help you sign up and get started. And the training, you have to take 8 lessons in total to finish the entire program. For those who are still looking to get certified, once you finish your program, you now go sit for your PSM certification. And the PSM certification, it doesn't expire. That's why we choose to do that part. It doesn't expire. The exams, yeah, a lot of people say the exams are always challenging, but the way we structure the program, once you are done with the training, we haven't had anybody that will take the exam twice. We haven't had that yet. Because the way our program is structured, it's well simplified to a point where even babies should be able to understand. And then we direct you through the interview, we direct you through the exam practice phase immediately after you're done with your program. We walk you through questions and stuff like that for you to be successful in the exams as you go sit for the exams. All right, so Rudolph said, so who does the PowerPoint presentation notes for the sprint review? Okay, so Rudolph, to your question, I'm not sure if what time you connected. So sprint review, I first need you to understand that it is not a formal meeting like that. It's an official event, but it's not a formal meeting. So a best practice is you don't even want PowerPoint presentations and stuff like that in your sprint review. It should be real time. You're showing real working functionalities. However, you definitely need an agenda for this meeting. So for a typical agenda, even though according to Scrum, the PO should be taking care of the agenda because it's actually the PO is actually the accountable person for this meeting. But most of the time, as a Scrum Master, you would want to assist to come up with that agenda because remember, you are a team focusing on achieving one goal, even though the PO should really, be accountable for it. But most of the time, Scrum Masters would want to help to come up with that agenda on that PowerPoint presentation. That's the only thing that should really be on the PowerPoint presentation, the agenda. Aside from that agenda, you don't want to have, slides on a PowerPoint presentation because that's really not the point for a sprint review. You want to show real-time working functionality. If it's a kind of server or system, something like that, go into the system and show exactly what you've done and how it's running, how it's working. Not showing it on the presentation because it defeats the purpose of a sprint review. Because you want to show what you've done and how it's working so that they can really see, interact with it, and then provide feedback. So you can use the feedback to adjust. See, but if you're putting it on a PowerPoint presentation, they would not understand all of that. They will not, and it's not going to be helpful to you. You see, yeah. So, Rudolph, I hope that answers your question. If you have any other question, anybody, if you have any other question, please feel free to ask. Feel free to post your question. Yeah. So, back to the training conversation. So, the last training for this year starts on the 2nd of November. If you've been contemplating or even thinking whether this Scrum Master thing is something you should consider, I'm telling you that consider it. Consider. The market right now is booming. Everyone is transitioning from waterfall to agile, especially software development organizations, financial industries, healthcare industries, just because of how effective they've seen that this thing works. Nobody is doing waterfall anymore. I mean, waterfall still has its place, but majority of companies are transitioning to the agile way of doing things. You can still do your project in a waterfall way, but applying the agile mindset. That's what a lot of organizations are doing right now. So if you've been wondering, so what's the career growth in this? I'm telling you, you can take my word that this is something you should do. This is something you should do. Trust me. This is something you should do. You are on the right track. The market is booming. Just to verify what I'm saying, just go on LinkedIn, go on Indeed, just look up Scrum Master's job and see how many jobs they are posting for just one day. Just go look it up and take the training. I mean, if you choose to take the very initial foundation training with us, I think you'll be on the best foot because we'll set your foundation, a solid foundation for you. That's what we do. We set a solid foundation for you, which you continue to build, and be very effective long term. That's what we do. We don't just focus on the short term. We focus on what you would achieve long term. And then for those who, may already be certified and then struggling with job search and all of that, we have also very fantastic program in level 2. That's what we call the level 2 program. In level 2, what we do is we focus on intense interview preparation. And the beauty about the program is we don't only talk about the interview materials and questions like that. No, you go through mentoring and coaching, which means that we are setting you up for long-term success in the sense that the way we know that you've been successful as a mentee is that you're able to create impact in your organization. You're able to create impact in your community. You're able to create impact in your own self. You see, that's how we know we've been successful. Landing that job is not even, we don't consider that as the ultimate success. That job is only an opportunity for you to create this impact. We see that as a platform for you to be able to create impact. That's how we see it. So this program, as we are going through interview questions and stuff like that, you're going through intense mentoring and coaching. That means that we are refining your mindset to represent or adopt true servant leadership, the agile way of thinking, the agile way of working, the agile way of living. That's how we know we've been successful. And then secondly, we go through vocabulary refinement. That means we are cleaning you up to be able to speak like a true servant leader. There are things that as a servant leader you should not say. So we help you, shape you to become that. We refine your vocabulary to represent true servant leadership. And then in addition to that, we are refining your self-confidence. We are boosting your self-confidence. We are helping you find that confidence. Because as a servant leader, your job is to deal with a lot of different kinds of personalities on daily basis. And for you to successfully do that, confidence is your weapon. You cannot be successful in this if you're not confident. It doesn't mean that you must necessarily know everything. No, that's not the point. But at the same time, you need to be able to be confident in your vulnerability. So we teach you how to do that. The way you see me talking today, trust me, years back, I wouldn't face nobody to talk like that. But as I continue to build myself, refine myself, go through all of these things, take trainings, go to school, learn, especially in this agile path, go to conferences, attend webinars, do all sorts of things just because I want to become this. And I'm not there yet, trust me. I am still on the journey. That is how a program is structured. We pick people from, zero with their understanding of Agile and Scrum, and we bring you to the expected and where you want to be, set you up to that place where you can continuously, stand on your own and continue to grow on your own. So that's how the program is structured. So it's a powerful, powerful program. So if you are looking to get a job, you're just between certification and struggling with interviews and all of that, I can guarantee you that we can definitely help you. At the same time, what I also like to always tell people is that, yeah, so for the level 2 training, you can start on any Monday or any Wednesday. At this point, yeah, you can start on any Monday or any Wednesday. So just, if you go to the description box, you see our email, you see our um what do you call that, website information. Just call us directly or send an email. They would respond to you and provide you with all the information you need. You can start on any Monday or any Tuesday, and it's a 2 months program. So again, just so you know, I usually tell people that we don't have any job on the shelf that we pick and give to you. Nope. What we do is we give you all the tricks and techniques. We give you the secret. That's what it is. Now it's all up to you to use it. It's all up to you to use it. And for you to do this successfully, based on my experience doing this for a while, you need to do these 2 things. Number 1, be able to commit. Number 2, be able to follow simple direction. That's it. I haven't seen nobody that will do these 2 things and not achieve what they're looking for. I haven't seen it yet. And when I say commitment is not you showing up in class every Monday or every Wednesday, because those are the standard class schedule. That's not commitment. Because as a matter of fact, because we serve people globally, with the time constraint difference and all of that, we are never always able to have everyone in class. That's not possible. You see? However, what I mean by commitment is your ability to follow along with everything we are doing. So we record all of our sessions, we record all of our live sessions, and then we have it as a shared understanding to share at the end of the class, the recording. And then those who were not able to make it for whatever reason, they are following along. And then the beauty of this whole thing is all of our previous classes that we consider as content rich, we have the recordings, we save them. So once new students join, we give you access to these recordings that has all the answers to any question you may ever need to answer in this whole Scrum interview thing. So now, based on what we see happening, people will come into the program and just 2 weeks, they're learning their job. Because they don't only have to learn when they connect for the 1-hour sessions that we have every Monday or Wednesday, they continuously learn at their own time using the materials that we give them access to. They are all live materials, Once we give them access to it, and all you need to do is just listen to them. Listen to them. According to what people would say, that when they are driving, they just plug it in, they are listening. When they are cooking, they are just listening. That way it shortens the time that you spend in the program. That's what I mean by commitment. You see? So commitment is not you coming and sitting in class. No, commitment is you following along to build yourself, following direction, be open to feedback. When you go for your interview, maybe they don't give you the job, but you're curious enough to learn something, bring it back, and then you apply it to your next coming interview, and that's how you will land that job. That's what I mean by commitment. I haven't seen nobody that will do these 2 things and not achieve the goal. I haven't seen it yet. So it's all up to you. We don't have any job on the shelf to give you, just so you know. We don't. We give you the tools, we give you the resources, we give you everything you need, the mindset and everything. We set you up for success. You just need to take the key that we are handing to you and open the door. That's all you have to do. Yeah. So, okay, I see some questions coming in here. So what's his name? Love Filmmaking is asking. I just logged in. Hi, Karen. Okay. Regarding Sprint Review, what can I do to show them? All right. So, Love Films Making. What I can suggest to you is that, the first question I'll ask you is that, have you find out if they even have the understanding of what Sprint Review is? Do they have that understanding? If they do they understand the purpose of it? They may know what it is, but they may not understand the purpose. Trust me, based on my experience, nobody, hardly ever though. You have some weird people somewhere where you work at, but most of the time, nobody will just wake up from their bed in the morning, just come to work to be a pain. Trust me, nobody will just want to come and make trouble and just be resistant. Most of the time, people are resisting because they don't understand. People are resisting because they may understand, but they may not see how that will benefit them. What value does that bring? Most of the time, people will resist if they feel like they are wasting their time. Most of the time, people will resist because maybe the way, whatever you are asking them to do, the way you presented it to them wasn't convincing enough. The manner of approach, So most of the times when I'm facing resistance, I'm not asking, or I'm not blaming them, or just being angry, like, why are you resisting? You don't want to know. I'm asking myself questions. What am I not doing right? What am I missing? How can I bring them to see these things? That's what I'm asking myself. And the place I always start is some of the team members that you think are resistant, like the key resistance people. What I'll do is I'm connecting with them to have a true conversation, to truly understand where they are coming from, truly understand what they are thinking, what they even understand by all of these. Based on that information, I would know what next to do. But the key is you need to be selling it to them, not just telling them to do stuff, because I wouldn't do anything if I don't know why I'm doing it, or if I don't see what value it will bring to me. Why would I do it? I wouldn't do it. You see, so I always try to sell it to them by showing them how it will benefit them. If they don't even have an understanding, I will train them to understand it and seize that opportunity to clearly expose the benefits that these sprint review would bring to them. And at the same time, I would expose what they'll be losing if they are not doing all of this. Trust me, if they get it, they'll do it. But if they are not doing it, it means they don't get it. That's what I can tell you, loves filmmaking. I hope that answers your question. All right, and then Rudolph's asking PowerPoint. Okay, we have the PowerPoint presentation. Then when we get to each slides, the developers present a workable solution on what they have done. And all right, unless you're saying that it's an agenda, though, yes. But if you're doing your demo from a PowerPoint presentation, then that's not helpful. But if that's part of the agenda, Rudolph, yes, and then that's something you should do. And to your question, the PO is really accountable, but at the same time, if you are a Scrum Master, yeah, you need to work really closely with your PO, because as a Scrum Master, I wouldn't mind doing it at all. I wouldn't mind, because you know that I would rather do it. I prefer to do it as a Scrum Master. You know why? Because as you want to sell this event to your stakeholders, right? You want to sell this event to your stakeholders. You want them to really be engaged and see this meeting as very important, and always plan in advance to do it. And as a Scrum Master, you are in that best position to sell it, to socialize this event, because the PO will hardly have that kind of time or even be thinking about socializing this event, because you want more people to be in this meeting. So I would want to be creating this agenda so that I can communicate with, the stakeholders in advance, so that they will show up and give us the feedback we need. But the PO should, the PO is accountable. All right. So training starting on the 2nd as well. All right. I think I already answered this question really in this. So for the level 2 program, you can connect on any Monday or any Wednesday. The schedule is from 7 p.m. Central Time to 8 p.m. Central Time. That's when you connect and meet your other fellow classmates. And one thing I forgot to mention is that, trust me, I'm just one person. I mean, under my own mentoring, since we have different mentors and all of that, under my own mentoring, I'm just one person, and there is no way I can do it on my own. The community that we have is just everything you can ask for. Everything you can ask for. The students are so supportive to a point where it just wow me all the time. It's just everything. Most of the time you see them really supporting each other. I mean, even after class, they will still connect. They have their different class meeting times outside of our original class time to continuously discuss, prepare. I mean, when one person has an upcoming interview, it becomes the priority of everyone else. That's what I see they do. It becomes a priority of everyone else. They are so supportive. So to sit here and take the credit alone for all the things we've achieved, and then that would be very, very, very selfish. The community, the fellow students, I mean, they are just everything. Who wouldn't want to belong to that kind of a family? So they have that kind of family mentality, supporting everyone to succeed. It's very powerful. Sometimes only that emotional support, someone to talk to, is all what you need. It's all what you need to get going. And the community, that's what they give to each other. It's a very powerful community. They even work on real life projects. They work on real life projects in class using their Jira and all of that stuff. I mean, it's just everything. So if you are currently in search of a job and you're not sure how to even go about it, I'm telling you what we do. You will hardly see that anywhere else in the globe. I'm telling you for a fact. What we do, you would hardly see it anywhere else. The key is that we help you succeed. That's the point. So if you're struggling to find a job, you're not sure how to go about it, come join us. Come join us. I'm very certain that you'll not regret it. As long as you're playing your own part, be committed, follow direction. These two things, you will not regret it. That's for a fact. All right. So is if you have any question around what we've discussed today, sprint review or anything else, even if you're an agile coach or release training engineer, delivery manager, that's all what we focus on. That's what we do. So if you have any question around any of that, feel free to text. That's why we are here. But for the meantime, I'm just going to leave our website information here. Feel free to visit our website and learn more about the things we do. And if you need to communicate directly, send an email or call us directly to get started. Yeah, but it's been fun. I always like coming here to talk to you all. I just love coming here to talk to you all. Yeah, so that's our email. That's our website information. All right, so prestigious woman. Now I know. I remember you. I remember you. Thank you for joining Prestigious Woman. If I already have a job, but one thing. Okay, so yeah, to your question, that's our level 3 program. That's our level 3 program. If you're already working as a Scrum Master or an Agile Coach or a delivery manager, an Agile project manager, a release training engineer, and you're looking to be effective on your job, we have a solid community of practice, which is only for working professionals. So we also have what we call a level 3 program. In our level 3 program, that is not a class setting. Level 3 program is a one-on-one. So you have a one-on-one session with your mentor every week to help you be effective on your job. It's powerful. But now the only challenge with that is we have so many different mentors, and then you can always go with another mentor. But my level 3, my own part for level 3 is always backfilled. It's always backfilled. So at this point, we do not have any opening until the middle of November. That's far as I know. Until the middle of November that we may have an opening, because we are always backfilled. Yeah, but yeah, I think it'll be from the 17th of November. Yeah, that we may have an opening. So until then, yes, but that's covered in our level 3 program. It's a powerful program. So we help you, share with you, expose you to more Scrum information, more experience, resources and stuff like that, so that you can better serve your organization and be very valuable. Especially for people who maybe contractors. Most people who come to us, maybe they just landed their first Scrum Master role as contract. Most of the time, they'll retain them as full-time because of the help we give them. And it's not just the one-on-one, the community of practice as well. Once you pass through us, whether you're in level 3 or you're level 2, mostly level 3 and level 2, but as long as you have that job, right, you become you're eligible to join our community of practice. And membership to the community is absolutely free to you. 100% free, and it's lifetime. The community is powerful. This is what we do in the community. Let's assume that you're at your job, right? You encounter a challenge. You're not sure how to go about it. What you do is very easy. We have a WhatsApp platform. You quickly text to the group. We have people there with all levels of experience and expertise, coaches, Scrum Masters, and all of that. As you text to the group, whatever your challenge may be, whatever you're facing at that time, immediately as people see your question, they start responding to you with what you should do to resolve that issue. As they know, they respond to you. So it's like a family thing. It's a powerful family thing. And then in the community, you see people sharing resources all the time. Even in Jira, for example, you may not know how to do some specific thing in Jira, quickly post to the group as people know they are willing to share. It's like a family thing. And then we meet from time to time, we connect, virtually, just to discuss our common challenges and successes. And that's how we build on each other and continue to thrive. What we are doing is we are building an empire. We are building an empire of true servant leaders. That's the goal. And it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Who wouldn't want to be part of that? Yeah. So that's what we do in the community of practice. And it's just everything we want to be part of. All right. So, a prestigious woman, if you want to enroll, like I said, just visit our website. Go through our description box. You see our email, you see our contact information, you see the website. Go through and learn more about everything I just said. And you just go from there. But to enroll, it's simple. If you want to go through email, just send an email. The service administrators are there, willing and happy to help you. They will just pick it up from there and send you the enrollment form and everything you need, and we go from there. It's that simple, very simple. Yeah, so I'm just still sending the email here for mm, those who may need it right from here. Yep. All right. Yeah, so that's it. So Rudolph is asking, I remember during my one-on-one with you, uh all right. Okay. All right. All right, so Dawn is asking, Auntie Pardon, I am dealing with a product owner who doesn't have time for a Scrum Master to talk to or share the requirement with. All right, what are your suggestions for dealing with? Okay, first of all, Dawn, have you ever set up a one-on-one to know this to you get to know the PO outside of talking about work or talking about product backlog or Scrum or anything like that? First of all, you need to look for a way for that person to even trust you. Make the person to believe that, to see that you all are on the same page, you all are working towards a common goal. You need to look for that's the first thing. If you're able to penetrate that PO, establish a relationship first outside of just talking about work. Make that connection. Find out what interests that person, what keeps them motivated, what piss them off and stuff like that. And establish that relationship for them to see that you are here to help, you know, acknowledging what they've accomplished so far, or as opposed to seeing them as trouble. If you're able to do that, and then anything else that you may want to say, the person may be interested in listening. But until then, good luck. Yeah, but the first thing you need to do is establish that relationship. Done. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, so yeah, what you need to be meeting with your PO like every week. But before that happens, you need to establish that relationship first. And first, just try to find out where the PO is at from an agile understanding perspective. Find out where the PO is at. Yeah, clearly, she should have trust issues. She has trust issues. So you need to first establish a relationship. You need to find a way to make that PO trust you. And like I said, if it's not going, I would always ask myself, what am I not doing right? As a servant leader, unfortunately, it's never about us. Unfortunately, it's never about us. Yeah, yeah, it's never about us, unfortunately. Yeah, it's always about the other people. So if it's not going, I'd always come back to my own self, retrospect on my own self. Okay, what am I not doing right? How can I make it better? What, like, I would look for different ways to question my own self, look for my downsides on, okay, what am I missing? And once I identify what I'm missing, and then I can go back and try. But the key is be patient, never give up. At the same time, be empathetic with them. Remember, these people, maybe they've been doing this thing for a long time, the other way, the old way, old-fashioned way, right? And then you just come all of a sudden and asking them or trying to tell them that what they've been doing is not right for all their life, and what you're asking them to do is the right way. Trust me, they will resist you. They will resist you. So make sure you're acknowledging what they've accomplished so far. You're empathetic with them. Be very empathetic with them. Acknowledge their journey so far. And then before you try to sell whatever you're trying to sell to them. So Guy is asking, yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Let's first talk about Guy's question. So I have 9 more minutes to be on here. So to Guy, your question is that a very, very normal song in the agile environment? Yeah. It's a very normal song in the agile environment. Very, very normal. Very normal. So typically what I like what I just said regarding PO will be the same thing I'll do. One-on-one, people don't take it seriously for some reason. I don't know why. One-on-one is a powerful, powerful tool. If you're facing challenges, anything around resistance, anti-patterns, you want to connect with that person. Most of the time, especially people who think that they know a lot, right? They think that they know too much. If you're trying to talk to them in public with other people, they would, because of ego, they will resist you so bad. They'll want to make you look, I don't want to use the word stupid, but make you look like you don't know what you're talking about. But if you connect with them one on one, trust me, it will break them. They will relax a little bit. They would want to be more open to you. They would want to be more open to you. So one on one is a very powerful tool. Connect with that person. Ask them why. The question you're asking me, you should be asking them. Ask them why. State your observation and ask them that, okay, this is what you are observing. I mean, they should just, you just want to find out from them, okay, what's going on, why they don't attend. They will tell you. And then from there, you determine what to do to help them. Yeah. All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. Eileen, appreciate it. I appreciate it. I just find pleasure doing this. Means everything to me as well. Looking to transition to the area of agile and being a scrum master. I would like to. Yeah, so Eileen, I think you're just you are just in the right timing. So I was mentioning that we have the very last training session for this year, 2021. It starts on the 2nd of November. So if you go to the description box, you find our email there. Send us an email to get started. And if you are looking to enroll, you must enroll at least, or you're required to enroll at least one day in advance. So the program is starting on the 2nd, which is Tuesday. And you have to do that, enroll at least one day in advance so that they will grant you access to your lesson, because you need to, you have some assignment to do before connecting for the live class. So yes, and it's going to be the last session for this year. The next session will only come up in January next year. So yeah, we can help you achieve that and achieve it very easily. Enjoy the journey. I mean, that's the whole point to me. You have to be happy doing what you're doing. If you go through the orientation, I sense that you are not even in the right mindset, or you don't even have a good why you want to do this. I wouldn't take you in my program. That's what I do. I mean, other mentors in our program, they don't mind, but to me, it means a lot to me. I wouldn't take you. I try to orientate you, to show you that this thing is deeper than just what you're thinking. But if you still choose to just be fixed your own direction, I wouldn't, because I need you to be happy. I need you to feel like me doing what I'm doing. The way I know I've been successful in mentoring someone is if you have the zeal to do what I'm doing, or even more. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go do it, but it should come to you naturally. Uchena, nice to meet you live. Uchena, I'm sure I know this is the Uchena from class, right? So Uchena is just one of the examples that I just mentioned here. He was able to leverage the materials that he was granted access to, as opposed to just focusing on the live class. The live class we have every Monday and Wednesday. He was granted access to the live recordings that we've kept, and within 2 weeks of his program, he had his job within 2 weeks. So of a product that isn't his. Okay, what could actually make a PO have trust issues over a product? Well, it's not about trust. I mean, I'm just assuming here because I don't like to talk based on assumption. I like to talk from an informed standpoint and based on facts, which means I have to be part of it. But to that question, I'm I'm thinking that you're referring to what Don was saying. I don't think the PO is having trust issues over a product. Trust issues would be over people, not the product, and which is very normal. You need to trust someone to be open to that person or to even want to work with that person. So that's why that relationship establishment is very important. Yeah. All right. Um, all right. So, yeah. So, again, please go to the description box. You find our contact information. Reach out to us to get more information on any of the either level 1 or level 2 or level 3 program. If you're looking, let's say if you're starting, because sometimes most people will take level 2 and 1. Sometimes more other people will take level 3 and 1. You see, so if you're already working as a Scrum Master, because you have a lot of people who are currently working, but they realize that their foundation was so weak. They have a huge gap in the understanding of the concepts, even though by chance or whatever reason they got the job. So they will come and just take the level 1 program just to enhance, be very valuable in the organization. Yeah. So if you're looking to, take any of the programs, whether it's level 1, level 2, or level 3, reach out to us. Just go to the description box. You find our contact information there, and we take it from there. Very easy. Very easy. So Hyline is asking, do you offer this? If yes, when is the next class? Yes, Hyline, like I said, we do offer it, and the next class is starting on the 2nd of November, which is a Tuesday. So if you're looking to enroll, you just send an email, and that's it. Go to our description box. You find an email there. Send an email, and that's all you need to do. And they'll take it from there to provide you with all the information you need. And to learn more, again, just go to the description box. You find our website information, and you go to the website and learn more. Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm hoping that is the same Uchenado, but yeah. So these things is very practical. There is no magic in becoming a Scrum Master. It doesn't matter your past. Trust me, your past doesn't matter at all. What matters is, are you willing to do it? Are you willing to become it? If you're willing to become it, you need to do these 2 things: be committed, be able to follow direction. That's it. That's it. So your past really doesn't matter at all. Whether your professional past, what you've been doing, your past, it doesn't matter. As long as you want to become it, that's what we do. And we are good at doing it because, I have walked my journey in life. It's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because I know that a lot of people just need someone to hold their hand and show them the way, and they will shine, they will thrive. So it pains me when I see some people just being limited just because they don't have direction. That's what we are doing. We are providing direction. That's it. All right. I think we are 1 minute to time here, but for this last 1 minute team, I'm very, very used to talking to my teams. I always say team. Right now we are a team. So for this one last minute, if you have any question, feel free to ask. But if not, it was a pleasure talking to you, and I had fun. I had a lot of fun just talking to you, and hope to connect to you again another time. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Bye.